Background of Argentina. Argentina was colonized by Spain in the 16th century. It proclaimed its independence in 1816. By the middle of the 19th century, it had become a democratic republic country, but since that time, it has intermittently been subject to military administration. Argentina is a large country in southern South America. However, during the COVID-19 caused health crisis struck Argentina at the time of economic and social weakness. Only 100 days after taking office, the new government found itself renegotiating the public debt in the context of a GDP contraction, high inflation, and a weakness labor market. While uncertainty about the virus evolution make forecasting not only the duration of the lockdown measure, but also the impact of the economic downturn difficult. Preliminary estimate indicate the recession will worsen. GDP will fall by around 6.5% in 2020. In addition, based on the economic forecast summary, the Argentina economy is losing momentum as inflation expectations remain high because of rising global energy and good price, as well as a worsening global condition. Although inflation will fall in installment, the current account deficit will rise due to an increase in energy import. And in 2022, Argentina also just won the World Cup in Qatar, and that must make Argentina economy grow.
Hi, my name is Nurul Alia Natasha binti Shoaib. My student ID 2021499166.
The rate of price growth over a specific time period is known as inflation. Argentina inflation rate in December 2022 increased by 5.1% from the previous May rate of 4.9% and was less than the prediction of 5.2%. 4.7% compared to 3.5% in November for food and non-alcoholic beverage, as well as 7.2% compared to 5.5% for hotels and restaurants. Food prices have increased, but inflation in housing and utilities has decreased by 4.2% from 8.7% and in transport by 5.8% from 6.1%. However, after increasing 92.4% the month before, Argentina inflation increased by 94.8% year over year and stayed at its highest level since 1991. When inflation exceeds 90% annually, it has a big impact on consumer purchasing power, wages, and economic growth.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Shirazi bin Muhammad Ghazali. My matrix number is 20216113552. Now, I'm going to talk about the analyzed data for inflation in Argentina. Argentina has the 21st largest economy in the world and the 10th highest GDP among emerging markets. Since 2017, the Argentinian economy has grown by 2.8%. Access to information on more than 15,000 Argentinian companies, a variety of sector reports, macroeconomic data, and news from 160 local and international sources are all available with an EMIS subscription. Based on the chart above, it shows the real GDP from quarter 3 2021 until quarter 3 2022. For quarter 3 in 2021, the GDP was 11.79%. Then in quarter 4 2021, which is in October, November and December, the GDP was decreased to 8.88%. After that, the GDP decreased to 5.99% in quarter 1 2022. Furthermore, in quarter 2 2022, the GDP slowly increased to 7.15%. Lastly, the chart decreased back to 5.94% in quarter 3 2022.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ain Shafika Nasel binti Mansur. My ID number is 2021626296. There are several issues in Argentina. As for the first one is monetary crisis. Inflation in Argentina is mostly caused by the central bank's long-standing habit of printing money to pay state spending. Prices rise as more money competes for the same amount of products. With rates that are above 70%, Argentina is experiencing some of the highest inflation rates worldwide. Argentina fell into a severe economic crisis in 2018 and it has yet to fully recover. Since then, annual inflation has averaged over 50% and almost 50% of the time, making the 3 years of recession worse. Next issue is double-digit annual inflation. For a decade, Argentina has had double-digit annual inflation rates, but since 2018, when price increases reached a total of 47.6% for the year, the pace of inflation has accelerated significantly. This was followed by 53.8% in 2019, a decline to 36.1% in 2020 during the epidemic, a rise in 50.9% in 2021, and this year, which is 94.8%. Moving on to the causes of inflation. First one is demand-full inflation, which is cut in interest rate. An analyst with knowledge of the situation said on Tuesday that the Argentine Central Bank will look into the potential of lowering its benchmark interest rate in the first quarter of 2023 as policymakers anticipate lower inflation. At the end of 2021, Argentina's LELAC interest rate was 38% and it is now 75%. Next one is increased money supply. When an economy's money supply expands more quickly than its capacity to generate goods and services, inflation results. The price increase in Argentina was propelled by a quick expansion of the money supply, as is always the case with rapid inflation. The government used the seigniorage gained by monetary growth as a kind of taxation because it was difficult to avoid and politically simple to execute.
Unemployment data in Argentina from 2002 to 2022. Argentina unemployment rate averaged 9.41% with all-time high of 20.8% in the fourth quarter of 2002 and 5.9% in the third quarter of 2015, respectively. This page offers information on the unemployment rate in Argentina, including current reading, past data, projection, chart, statistic, and economic calendar, and news. The statistics historical chart, projection, and release calendar for Argentina unemployment rate were last updated in January 2023. In the third quarter of 2022, Argentina unemployment rate increased marginally from the 7-year low of 6.9% in the previous quarter, but remained below market prediction of 7.2% at the 7.1%. In the meantime, the labor force participation rate fell to 47.6% from 47.9%, and the unemployment rate declined to 44.2% from 44.6% in the second quarter. Trade employment rate decreased from 8.5% to 8.4%, and manufacturing employment rate dropped from 5.2% to 5%. The data show the unemployment in Argentina is increasing over time from year to year, especially when COVID-19 hit the whole country. A drastic increase in unemployment can be seen from 2019 to 2021, where it increased by 1.62% in 2020 and 0.56% in 2021. It is clear that the country's economy experienced a clear fall and decline in 2019 to 2021 caused by the COVID-19 virus that hit the whole world. So Argentina is also not exempt from the economic disaster that is happening nowadays.
Argentina unemployment rate remained at 7% in the first quarter of 2022, which is a 6-year low. 12,484,000 people were employed, a 60,000 decrease, while 943,000 people were unemployed, a 4,000 decrease. The unemployment rate for the second quarter of 2022 was 6.9%, a little increase from the first quarter 7%. The unemployment rate decreased to its lower level since the third quarter of 2015 because to an increase in the overall employment rate, which increased from 42.9% in quarter 2 of 2021 to 44.6% this quarter, 5.9%. The unemployment rate in Argentina was 7.1% in the third quarter of 2022, which was significantly higher than the 7-year low of 6.9% in the previous quarter but lower than market expectations of 7.2%. However, both the employment rate and the labor force participation rate decreased from 44.6% in the second quarter to 44.2% in the third, respectively, decreasing from 47.9%.
Next, I will talk about the issues in Argentina for unemployment. Coronavirus became the biggest affected for Argentina to have unemployment in 2020. Because of the COVID-19, the jobless rate increased to 13.1%. In 2020, the rate of unemployment is the highest that Argentina has recorded. Midway through March, Argentina enforced a lockdown, which impacted the already fragile economy and left many businesses scrambling to survive. Over 650,000 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in the nation thus far. The COVID-19 pandemic's effect on the labour market dynamics and the limits on particular activities and transportation are mostly reflected in the unemployment data. There are several industries had a worse affected because of COVID-19. For example, construction, hotels, restaurants, and domestic services were among the industries that were severely damaged. This is the biggest unemployment that Argentina needs to face. This is because the sectors that are affected are the main for Argentina to have income for their country. Many hotels and restaurants needed to close so that the workers had to be laid off, and the rate of unemployment in Argentina had increased.
Next is types of unemployment. First one is structural unemployment, when employees are available but there are no open positions to fill, or when there are open positions but no people to fill them. In industries experiencing rapid technological change, structural unemployment is most pronounced. For instance, most of the work in the agricultural sector in Argentina is becoming mechanized, which means that fewer farmers are required and many are laid off. These farmers may not find any comparable position in cities when they are moved there in search of employment. Next one is cyclical unemployment. Declining demand is the root cause of cyclical unemployment because businesses are unable to fill jobs when there are insufficient demand for the products and services in the economy. For example, as GDP growth slowed during the Great Recession, the unemployment rate of Argentina rose to 8.6% in 2009. Between 2008 and 2009, there was an increase of 1,723 in the labor force and a 66,945 increase in the number of employed people. This data imply that the increase in the unemployment rate during the global crisis was caused by the influx of new workers who were unable to find employment. Next is seasonal unemployment. Different sectors of the labor market or industries are available throughout various seasons, which leads to seasonal unemployment. Since many agriculture jobs in Argentina terminate once the crops are harvested in the fall, for instance, unemployment increases throughout the winter months. As a result, the workers need to find other employment. The conclusion is, there are two significant lessons that other nations can learn from Argentina. First, there is a vulnerability to price stability and inflation can increase quickly. And secondly, high inflation rates leave lasting negative impressions on the people. As important as it is to attain price stability, it is as crucial to keep it going by continuously adjusting monetary policy to target a low rate of inflation.